Hello, my name is Michelle Woppett. I'm the class teacher for Ladybird class at Tollgate Primary School Nursery. I'm here to give you a short tour around our nursery and just to talk about some of the things that we do. So this is a panoramic photo of the inside of our classroom. So working from left to right, you can see the entrance to our quiet area where we do lots of small world play and calendar time. We've got our maths area, our reading corner, we have an activities table, our home corner, we have a lovely writing station, a set of toilets, the cloakroom, the art area, sound and water play area, and our lovely painting easel. So when the children come into nursery, they straight away are led to the carpet where everyone gathers together to say good morning or good afternoon. There is a short time while everyone arrives for the children to do some fine motor activities. So different activities to help strengthen their fingers ready for writing later on. We also sing the days of the week song, count how many children are in the class, and look at the weather and what it's doing today. And we have a short input on the carpet to cover the topic that we're working on. When the children go off and explore throughout the day, they have access to a lovely reading corner, so lots of carefully chosen books for them to explore, along with some props such as puppets. And you can see we have lots of lovely story sacks that we've made specifically for nursery. And next to the reading area, we often have a story tray covering the topic that we're doing at that time. So you can see our lovely Goldilocks tray with lots of porridge, oats and props to explore. Our very hungry caterpillar sack, and there's one there for the Gruffalo. So they use these activities to talk about stories they've heard, act them out using the props and share them with their friends. We have a gorgeous home corner in nursery, brand new, lovely solid furniture with lots of real life familiar objects they can use, using their imagination in this corner with their friends, acting out real life experiences such as washing, feeding the babies, cooking dinner, putting stuff in the dishwasher, serving and eating dinner, and the adults have some lovely time in there with the children. We've got a maths area here. Children have access to lots of different resources to support their counting and their knowledge of shape, space and measure. There's always an activity on the table, usually using concrete objects such as buttons and counters. Here you can see some threading bees and some number trays, some number frames. We have a lovely working wall there on the bottom picture on the right. In nursery, we focus on numbers 0 to 5 and really deepening their understanding, including counting, subitizing, showing numbers in different ways, number composition, and we add to that wall throughout the year. Throughout the nursery, there are always opportunities to bump it into phonics. So we do lots of phonics every single day, whether it be nursery rhymes, instrumental sounds, body percussion. We do oral blending and segmenting, so they're learning to spell words and sound them out. And we also link it when we do nursery rhymes in the autumn is linked to our phonics, so rhyming words and alliteration. And obviously the opportunity to see lots of letters and print as they move around the nursery. Here is our mark making resources. So here's an example using the salt and glitter tray to make marks and letter patterns, which are the beginnings of their writing. And they explore different ways of making marks. They can start to form letters there, draw pictures in the salt. All different writing resources, lots of access to paper and different writing tools, so pens, pencils, crayons, stampers. They can choose what they want to write, and there's a lovely mark making on the wall at the back, so any pictures that day they can put up on the wall and display their work. We have lovely sand and water areas indoors. We don't always have sand in the sand tray. Sometimes we have something different. So here you can see we've got different shaped and sized pasta for sorting, categorizing, counting, and just exploring how it feels and how it sounds when it's poured into the tray. We have lovely water area. Sometimes we have colored water in there. Sometimes we have bubbles. There are pourers, jugs, and funnels, whisks and squeezers and sponges. So they can really get down engrossed in their play. Adults can support them. And lots of language used in these areas relating to capacity and measure and what they can see the resources doing. So pouring, tipping, empty. So lovely exploration in that area. We always have a topic corner, which has worked very well this year. It's down on the carpet, so the children can get down on hands and knees and look at what we've learning. So you can see we did the butterfly life cycle through the story of the very hungry caterpillar. So lots of story resources, magnifying glasses, pictures and word maps. And we also had our net in there with our caterpillars, which we watched change into butterflies. So it's changed every few weeks, depending on what we're looking at. And on the back, we have a massive display wall there, and lots of their work can be displayed on there, which is a link to the topic that we're looking at. Now, this is our great outdoors. So the children have constant access to the outdoors, free flow play, so they can choose to be inside or outside. And we do generally tend to go out whatever the weather. The top photo is a panoramic view. So on the left, we have the mindfulness garden. We have the big red bus where the children tend to travel to lots of different places using their imagination. We have a stage where we put the musical instruments. There's a large mirror to dance in front of. We have tyres and crates and cart tyres, cable drums, lots of things for them to explore, climbing frames and cones. Lots of lovely things to really develop their gross motor skills. We also have an undercover area, so if the rain is torrential, they can seek shelter under the shelter and do lots of things in there. Or we do have tarpaulins and things that they can run around under to keep dry. More of our outdoor area, we have a lovely mud kitchen. So children love making potions and pies and soups with mud and using leaves and things that they find in the garden. Lots of communication and lots of lovely friendships being made there. Lots of engagement. We have the digging area, so we lots of trucks in there and spades and buckets, lots of natural objects, logs and things, bricks and that they can build with. They love digging for worms and things like that in that area, using wheelbarrows and gardening tools. We have a lovely raised veg patch, which you can see there on the left, where we grow lots of veg, beans, potatoes, pumpkins, tomatoes, carrots, beetroot. We grow lots in there, and quite often we will dig up the vegetables and we will cook them and eat them on site. We have a water ball, so lots of play, science going on there, watching where the water goes when they pour it down the tubes, talking about capacity and what's happening and what they notice. So it's a very popular area. And again, the big red bus you can see there. We have a workbench where children have access, supervised access to nuts, bolts, screws, hammers, some pliers, things like that, which really helps with their hand-eye coordination. They're learning to use tools safely and to share them. They love sitting there tapping in the nails. We make links to maths, and they really enjoy that. We have, again, the mindfulness garden. It's a place where children could go for quiet reflection, so they can talk about things that they've enjoyed doing at school. They can smell the herbs in there. They can look at the flowers. They can water the flowers. We now have some lovely hanging baskets in there, and sunflowers growing, and things like lavender and mint. They can use all of their senses. No toys allowed in there, but they will actually sitting there sometimes with a book or some writing material, and it's a really nice place to be, and it's a little sun trap, so it's lovely. So we hope you enjoyed our short tour of the nursery, and that you have a lovely summer, and we all look forward to seeing you in September. Bye.